Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning the universal man of all ages. And I'm speaking concerning the man of intelligence, the man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In simple terms, I'm speaking about the Sun Man. One who experienced the sun, as in the S-U-N, within, the light that is within. One who would have come to the recognition or realization of his soul existence, knowing that he's a spirit having a human experience. And the most important thing that you need to take away from this subject is that the melanated man must one day recognize and realize that he is the universal man, the Sun Man, who must come to his true identity, being his divinity. And the reason why I say that is because throughout the ages, they have all make up some form of a universal man for the masses to look up to, except the melanated man. So they give you a European, Caucasian, universal man to believe and to worship and to give your power to such a one which they refer to as the Christ. And millions of people all around the world at this present moment is worshiping such an idol and doubting the image that they are beholding in the mirror. So when you look around, you would realize that the Chinese, they have their universal man. The Indians, they have their universal man. And many times they have used men from India to make them universal men, all in the effort of outshining the melanated man, and never want a man of melanated complexion to stand as a universal man. Because you see, they build a false history around our people being uncivilized when they are actually the civilized people who would have been here millions and millions of years. And anyone who did any little research would realize that all civilization started all the way back in Africa. Okay? And so my brother, my sisters, what am I really saying to you? I'm saying that when you realize the power of the sun that is within you, and you understand your relationship with the sun, and why you are melanated, and how melanin is that invisible fluid that is within you, and it has a lot to do with the light of the sun, then you would understand why you were given a SON to believe in for hundreds and hundreds of years, that would have kept you under a spell, that would have kept you in idolatry, that would have kept you in mental slavery and poverty and economic slavery, of which today, now we are living in a digital age, many are trying to free themselves from such a slavery, yet there are many who still want to hold on to false identity and hold on to secular Christianity and hold on to Jesus the idol. So my brothers, my sisters, as one who would have experienced the sun within and have come to the virgin birth experience and know what it's all about, one would have come to the experience of the I that is within. One would have come to the experience of birth and death to understand what your birth is really all about and what your death is all about. Because I would have experienced the new birth, the birth from above, the spirit birth, the birth outside of the instrumentality of man. Because I would have come to that understanding. I know that we as a people need a universal man, a man who will become one with the universe. A man who will become one with the all. A man who would have experienced, as I said before, the sun that is within. One who would have become invisible. So, all those who have would have come before, they were only making a way for one to come to tell you of how he experienced the invisibility of himself and how you are an invisible being having a human experience. That will help you to free your mind from the Jesus and Mary story that was interpreted to you as literal and as secular history. That's why, my brother and my sisters, many a time when I bring these messages to you, I bring them across to you a certain way, because I grew up in the islands. And in these islands of the Caribbean, most of the people have a colonial mentality. Most of the people do not like change. Most of the people are still wrapped up and tied up in false identity. And there are many who have believed that they have become so conscious and they have become so spiritual that they think that they are colorblind. And they would lie to themselves, saying that they are colorblind. Yet, we will give them a savior with a color. We will give them a so-called redeemer with a color. And there are those who think they're so wise, they would say it has no agenda. Such people are liars and hypocrites. That's why, my brother, my sisters, it is time for you to accept that we are a universal people with one universal consciousness, because there's one universal consciousness and there's no superiority. That is why there's no such a thing as Black Lives Matter, because all life upon this planet is the same intelligence, but of higher vibration and frequency based upon your DNA. So melanin has a place in transcendency, in how fast you transcend out of the matrix, in how fast you transcend into coming to your divinity. That is why you have to understand it's a race. And in this race, there is no set rule for you to walk by outside of understanding that everything runs by law and order. I should say that everything runs by law and order, and that law and order is within you. And that's how you're going to learn to run the race. That's how you're going to learn to play the game. So in this game of life, you either learn how to play the game or you get played by the game. So, my brother and my sisters, in this digital age, it's the age whereby those who have kept you in mental slavery, they have to surface certain truth to the masses if they want to continue to progress in science and technology. That is why there's so much information out here, and you have to be careful that you do not get drowned in the information that will keep you in intellectualism, in terms of false knowing, having no experience, but being educated in the faculty of just dwelling in memory, just regurgitating what you hear other people say. So the whole school system that was set up to keep people in that kind of mentality, they shift it, okay, into giving you so much information on the internet. So they start with things like law of attraction and so on. And it's always something that is keeping you revolving around those who give you the idol outside of yourself to believe in as a universal man, when you are actually the universal man. So when you look at them as if they are teaching you new things that you never know before, when these things were always there and was always in your DNA, they are actually swapping their Jesus idol and give you their idol, give you their image, give you their charisma, give you all of these things to look upon. Because why? Many people are gullible, and many people believe that they were deprived of certain things in this world, so they develop a materialistic mind, and the God become their bellies, and they end up serving the creation and miss their identity as the creator. So my brother, my sisters, you have to be very, very, very careful with what is out here on the internet and what is offering to you. Okay, because whenever there is a universal man around you, it is to really help you to free yourself by making the right choice. It's to help to enlighten you and to inspire you and to motivate you to look into the right direction where life is concerned, because it wouldn't profit you anything if you gain this whole world and lose your true identity, lose your whole history, living in this world, never knowing who you are, and realize that you are under a spell, you are under a curse. If you never break the generational curse or the family curse, and if you never know what is going on with your people mentally, then it doesn't make any sense. You have all these things in the world and you can't bring a message to help your people. So my brother, my sisters, I can go on and on and on and on with you, but I want to say to you that they would have always wanted to hide from you that a black man can become a universal man. That is why they give you Superman, they give you Batman, they give you all of these kind of Marvel characters. But when it comes to the Son Man, they don't give you the Son Man, which is the universal man. And I'm saying to you that the entire Bible is the Son book. It's all about the Son that is within you, the light that is within you, that will give you the new birth. And once you come to the place of the new birth, that is what it means to discover the kingdom of possibilities, the kingdom of light. And the kingdom of light is tied to your psychology. So when you're talking about neuropsychology and so on, and neuroscience and all of these things, okay, and they speak about epigenetics and the biology of belief and all of these things. All of these things is to help you to decode what was done to a generation many years ago. Because if you really think deeply, you would realize that there is no place in the mind of a self-realized one or in the mind of a fully civilized one to enslave another. There's no one who can do such a thing as enslave another consciously. And then speak of oneness. It doesn't work that way. Because true love is unconditional and it will cast out all doubt and all fear. And when we look at the system that have been set up, the system have been set up to keep the people under fear. And the greatest way to control people is to have them to have the fear of God, the fear of their own selves, their higher selves. But of course, there must be balance. So you'll always have those people. So I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking for those who are vibrating on this frequency and who can understand me and vibrate at the same level with me. So sorry to those who cannot take this kind of philosophy. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's the truth. And it is only the truth that you know that will set you free. I am a witness of a universal man. That's why I know the Jesus and Mary story is the biggest lie that may ever fed to all of humanity. It's time to get rid of that idolatry and learn to embrace the image you're beholding in the mirror. For the man who appeared before me out of the burning bush that doesn't consume, that represents the Son Man, was a melanated man just like myself. I'll tell the story till the day I die, because that man is within me. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say to you, if you want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes and you want to take the red pill, you can definitely go with me one-on-one. I'm offering you this opportunity to do one-on-one with me, where I can go into the Bible and teach you the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously, how to operate the inner sun that is within you, because many are out of alignment with the sun, the life-giving power that brings forth in abundance and always bring contentment and love to all of humanity. And if you can't do that, it is because you are not in the right alignment. Okay, and I want to use the scriptures and show you how to understand the science of the inner sun, because it's all about the sun that is within you. That's why it's a sun book. It's not just speaking astrology, but be able to show you how it's attached to your biology, how it's attached to your anatomy, your physiology, okay, and most of all, how it is your imagination that creates reality. For the sun parallels the human imagination parallels the sun, and without the sun there is no life, and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. So if you feel strong and led to take that one-on-one with me, you can definitely reach out to me by way of email. I'll send you the information with the terms and conditions, and we get going. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram or you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at BlackMadGuru. And if you feel strongly to support this work, I just want to remind you that we have a PayPal, and the link is always down below. Also, you can choose to be a part of my Patreon community if you feel strongly led to support this work continually. I'll definitely be grateful for your participation. Also, I just want to remind you, I have a course which is like foundational on my Patreon for $20. It's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously, and it's to really help to get you to understand how much you have an inner solar system and how you need to get more aware of this inner solar system so that you can use your mind power to achieve your every desire, knowing it is you balancing your inner ecology and being in the right place to bring forth abundantly. So if you feel strongly led to listen to those videos, and then later on you can get into the one-on-one with me, and we get down to all of the practical, and you start to apply these things in your life and prove it for yourself, I'll definitely encourage you to do so. So at this time, I just want to say peace. Love you all. Out.